Yeah, she'll take it on. Product placement from our sponsors. No. I'm putting on a talus.
מתוק ומנעים שברכים גם יחד. הנה מתוק ומנעים שברכים גם יחד. הנה מתוק ומנעים שברכים גם יחד. הנה מתוק ומנעים שברכים גם יחד.
How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is to be together on this day.
How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מתוק ומנעים שברכים גם יחד. הנה מתוק ומנעים שברכים גם יחד.
Shalom Aleichem,
Salam Aleikum, Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum, Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum, Shalom Aleichem, Salam Aleikum.
How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is to be together on this day.
How good it is,
how good it is,
how sweet it is,
how sweet it is to be together on this day. הנה מתוק ומנעים שברכים גם יחד. הנה מתוק ומנעים שברכים גם יחד.
Indeed, how good, how great it is to be together on this day, and I want to particularly welcome all of you who are here in this sanctuary. As you can see, there is a pretty rather large case of corona on the bimmer, so I can understand the fears in terms of coming to synagogue tonight. But I really want to recognize and appreciate those of you that have braved it on this festival to come and be with us.
I should have dressed Haman as coronavirus. That would have been good.
But all jokes aside, we know that this is a rather scary time for many of us. I know that there are many people joining us on the live streaming of our services and our events because you're more comfortable doing that with us this evening, and we're so grateful that you're still taking the time to join us, both for this Ma'ariv service and then for our spiel afterwards. And I want to thank all of you that have come here. We are, as a community, taking all the precautions and all the advice that we can, and you can take that from your senior rabbi, who is probably one of the most immune-suppressed members of the congregation. So I, as someone who thought I could dress up like this, people would stay away from me. And you have noticed over the last couple of days, particularly over Shabbos, that I'm on the bimmer, and then I'm off the bimmer, and I'm often out of the building. Please don't take that as an insult. I'm just not wandering my way through the congregation or any large crowds. But that's not what this is about. We're going to let the seriousness of this season kind of, let go of it for a few moments or two. We began with one of the melodies that we use most often on Shabbat to say how good it is that we can be together. And Purim's a great time to be together. But that melody was a little bit chol, a little bit every day. And today is not every day. Today's Kodesh. And so it's really important that we really bring the holiness and the sanctity and the solemnness of this occasion to our Ma'ariv service. So I'm going to ask Wally, or Waldo, for those of you who are from North America, welcome, Sapsteins. He's called Wally in Australia, not Waldo. To bring us to a very serious and solemn beginning.
Please
still-
rise.
No,
Oh,
not for this yet.
oh, okay.
Not for this.
You're on.
Solemn, and then there's solemn.
Solemn.
Wait.
You're on.
Hine ma tovu manai.
Yeah, that one.
Shevet hachim b'yachad, to the most serious melody we could think of.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד. There you
Thank
go.
you very much. Now, for decades, many of you have heard our wonderful blessed Chazan tell you that he's French. Some of you grew up with him when his name was Michael. But most of you know him as Michel. That's part of his French persona.
Alors,
But, to be honest, we know that he's not French. His mother was born in... Yeah, I can't even chew that, let alone spell it. And his father was born in...
Constantine.
And he was born in...
XL Bruxelles. Maha. Maha.
Still not French. Moroccan, Polish, Belgium, but not French. But I like to indulge him. And I think as a congregation on this festival where he's put so much effort together with our choir and our performers in the Spiel, it's time for us to recognize and really celebrate his fabrication. And so we do that by asking the congregation to rise for our call to prayer, set to this very traditional French melody. It is call and response, I understand.
Baruchu, Baruchu, et Adonai, HaMevorach, Leolam Va'ed,
Leolam Va'ed.
Very good. See, you're all French with me.
They're as French as you. Please be seated as we continue now with the evening song, the Ma'ariv Aravim. And at this point, it behoves us to recognize the absence, well, she might be watching through the streaming, Rabbi Ettlinger, who for the last 6 years has joined me on this occasion in what is without doubt the most popular duet. I know some of you like the Eulerat song that you and Rhonda do, but this is without doubt the most popular duet that the congregation ever hears in the whole year.
My daughter thought so.
We're going to see what we can do. My daughter was going to do this, but apparently she's hiding in my office with me, so it's still not going to be a solo. Or maybe it will be. I just need someone to start me on something that resembles a key.
Everyone help out. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above this world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. When the blazing sun has gone, when he nothing shines upon, then you show your little star, how I wonder what you are.
And this is why he went to rabbinical school.
Baruch atah Adonai
I'm in cantorial school.
Ha'amariv Aravim.
5 years of cantorial school for that Khatima.
It's my one claim to fame, yes.
We've been called to prayer, and so we gathered on this very solemn of holidays as community, really celebrating that which we are called to do and what we are called to be. It's as if there's a voice shouting, "Hey Jews."
That's so last year. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad, Ushemo Echad, Ushemo Echad.
I thought you were going to go the whole way for V'ahavta.
Really?
No. But it is, yeah, I was going to say, all jokes aside, but no, we've got plenty more jokes to keep going, so we're not going to set them aside just as yet. But it is a time that there are many people who are being serious, because there are serious thoughts and serious actions and serious conversations taking place. And we are very aware that we gather here together as a community. We had an incredible start through our family activities with the youngest portion of our congregation, and I can kind of hear those that are cleaning up next door still jumping on Achashverosh's castle. I don't think they're cleaning up so well. They can hear me because the speakers are going on into there. Yes, I'm talking about you. You on the jumping castle. But
Didn't stop them one bit.
and we also know that we really have no idea whether we're going to be able to be together for Shabbat. I hope so. There's no plans to change that as yet. And we will continue to be here on the Bima, even if our congregation is not going to be with us, depending on what happens in terms of gatherings. But we want to make sure that we also put this in perspective. And that's a lot what Purim's about. He's helping us put the calamities of life into perspective. And we do this with a melody that, says everything that we want to say. And while some might consider it a joke, we've been singing it for like the last 4 months. Through fires and through rains and now global viruses, pandemics.
Here's a little song I wrote. Might wanna sing it note for note. Don't worry.
Be happy.
Here's a little song I wrote. Might wanna sing it note for note.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Let's see if you got some whistling skills.
You could whistle into your elbow, please.
Let's go one more time. Mocha, Ba'elim Adonai, don't worry, be happy. Mi kamocha, Nehedar b'kodesh, don't worry, be happy. Noah tehilo, oh, Sefele, don't worry, be happy. Sing and don't worry about a thing. Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Sing and don't worry about a thing. Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
Please God, please God, please God, everything is going to be all right. I know many of you, in fact none of you have your Siddurim in front of you, or open to page 104, where we have arrived in our service for the Amidah. It is our standing prayer, and in a moment I'm going to invite you to rise for the Amidah. We will begin it in song, with the opening 6 words of Adonai Sefatai Tiftach. And then we're going to take some time for some personal prayer, some personal thoughts, some personal reflection. This is particularly a wonderful opportunity, or perhaps an appropriate opportunity for those of you in our Purim cast to pray. To pray and ask the important questions in life. When will I learn how to say no to Michelle? Why again this year?
מה נשתנה הלילה הזה מכל הלילות?
Why are Michelle's jokes so nasty?
Correct. And getting worse as his children age, as he heads well and truly into the dad zone. But an opportunity to think about all those things that we might want for ourselves, for our friends, for our family, for our community. We rise as we offer the words of Adonai Sefatai Tiftach.
We begin with jingle bells, with Chatzi Kaddish.
Oh, oops.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא נברא חירותי וימליך מלכותי וחי יכון ויאמר.
I missed it. It was my fault. They were looking for me. They were looking for me, and I just totally missed the cue. Okay, so we've risen. Look at that.
Rose.
We rose for the Chatzi Kaddish in advance of the Amidah, and you were leading out, and the congregation didn't respond. I will make sure that the appropriate communal responses are there with the universal symbol for it's your turn by pointing at them.
Right.
From the top, Wally.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמא נברא חירותי וימליך מלכותי. Okay, we got the idea.
Anyone?
Na 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 na
Adonai.
na 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 שפתיי תפתח na 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 ופי יגיד תהילתך ופי יגיד תהילתך ופי יגיד תהילתך.
To all these thoughts, all these prayers, all these hopes, all these dreams, and all these jokes, we add one more prayer, a prayer for peace.
Ose shalom bimromav uyase shalom shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
Please be seated. Now, we've arrived at our closing prayers, beginning with Aleinu. And for the last 4 years, we've been finishing this service with what Michelle, Kim, and I refer to as the adoration. But the only people who found that funny were those of us who went to rabbinical school. Or those of us old enough to remember when this synagogue never finished services with the adoration. It sounded something like this.
Let us adore the ever-living God and render praise.
That's what it said Yeah, but it was never actually really sung here. I've checked with the historians. So we decided that this year we needed to let go of that no matter how much we like that melody, or dislike that melody, or think that melody is date-stamped and represents a bygone past. We decided that we have a pivotal role here as Australian Jews. It's one of the largest congregations in this country. We know that on Purim we need to finish big. That's what the Aleinu is about. And we need to finish loud and proud. That's what the Aleinu is about. And we need to finish in a quintessentially Australian way, because that's what we're about. And so we thought there could be nothing better than AC/DC.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה, ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינה תעוזו בגובי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו, אין עוד, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר ביום ההוא, היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, יהיה אדוני אחד, אדוני אחד.
To the chorus again, as we can.
ונאמר ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
That's it. What do you think? Introduce that every Shabbat for our
Just to remind everyone, that was the Israeli finishing big with the Australian rock anthem, because neither the rabbi or the cantor have heard it before. I've heard it before, I just didn't know what it was called. Yeah. I was just trying to see how I could actually be serious at this point. But I think that we can, knowing full well that just as we were setting up for our Purim carnival earlier today, there was a family who came into the synagogue to meet with Rhonda and with Rabbi Kippen to prepare to say farewell to a loved member of their family circle. And it reminds us that just as there is so much joy and so much to celebrate, the circle of life is exactly that, and there are those other times and those other moments. And whilst we all came here today to be a little frivolous and a little silly, or at least I hope you did, because that's why I came here today, there are far too many in our community observing Shiva, Shloshim, Yortzites this week. There are far too many families around the world that have lost loved ones to a pandemic that we did not see coming. And so in the midst of our joy, in the midst of our joking and in the midst of our celebration, we rise as we take a moment of solemnity to recognize all of those who have lived, whom we have loved, and who we have lost, as we offer the words of Kaddish Yatom and think about them and their families at this time of joy, which is also for many a time of sorrow.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ועל מה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן.
אמן.
יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all of Israel and to all of humanity. And we say
Amen. Please be seated. And rather than having a closing song, we actually have closing songs, beginning with a little one about this festival of Purim. Festival of Purim, Chag Purim. Okay. It's called a cue, a segue. Okay, you're a professional musician. I'm just a rabbi. Okay.
חג פורים, חג פורים, חג גדול לילדים, מסכות, עשנים, שירים וריקודים. הבה נרישה רש רש רש, הבה נרישה רש רש רש, הבה נרישה רש 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 ברשנים. חג פורים, חג פורים, חג גדול לילדים, מסכות, עשנים, שירים וריקודים. הבה נרישה רש רש רש, הבה נרישה רש רש רש, הבה נרישה רש 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 ברשנים. Want another song?
Well, why not? You can just I don't know what you call that when you kind of like move from one song to the other but don't stop playing. Like, what do you call that?
I call that playing.
Playing?
Yeah.
Well, keep playing.
I keep playing.
No worries.
All right.
What's up?
נכנס אדר מי שנכנס אדר מי שנכנס אדר מרבין בשמחה מי שנכנס אדר מרבין בשמחה מי שנכנס אדר מי שנכנס אדר מי שנכנס אדר מרבין בשמחה מי שנכנס אדר מרבין בשמחה.
No, those are blue, Alex. Those are blue all day, and the green ones are on the sky.
Right.
When Adar has arrived, we should increase
Test.
our joy. And so we arrive. They're yellow, but Tash is taking up green because our friends in the peanut gallery have to be given an opportunity to participate. Maybe one of you can meet Tash halfway. Tash, outdoor 5, up the stairs. Up the stairs, and you'll be met halfway. And so we arrive at our reading of the Megillat Esther. There are 4 mitzvot of Purim, and as I explained on Shabbat morning, that this afternoon and this evening in our community, we've been blessed to be able to fulfill, hopefully through the evening, all 4 of those. The giving of Mishloach Manot, we did that in the form of these wonderful edible rashanim that we made with our families in our family activity. We did that through the giving of matanot le'ivyonim, of gifts to those that are not as fortunate as us. And we did that through the form of packing these pantry bags that we sent out with Nourish this evening. While we are here in the sanctuary, there are a group of 6 volunteers from our community down at Elmer Park right now, feeding the homeless and hungry. And on top of that, which we do each and every Monday evening and Wednesday lunch and Thursday lunch, this evening we're also giving them these pantry packs, matanot le'evyonim, much like the purchasing that many of us have been doing for our homes in recent weeks. Some basic staples and the like. Well, we've ensured that the homeless and the hungry have access to those too through the generosity of our community. And now we're here to fulfill the 3rd mitzvah of Purim, and then which is the reading of the Megillat Esther, the scroll and the story of Esther. And then following that, we're going to have the opportunity to join in the 4th and final mitzvah of Purim, and that is our Seudah Purim, our celebratory meal. We're going to head back on into Sloan Hall. There'll be an opportunity for you to have a bite to eat, something to drink, perhaps a lot to drink, to have a quick go at Persian Putt, our mini golf tournament, maybe a jump in Chashvarash's castle, before we come back in here for our spiel this year, according to the Jersey boys.
I will need a couple of helpers in order to hold up the Megillah. Yes, you will be holding up the ganze Megillah.
The ganze Megillah.
The ganze. Who's going to help me? I need a couple of helpers to hold up the Megillah. Come on, Julian, up you come. Who else? Yes. I need just 2 adults on the ends and some
couple of kids in the middle.
Come on up.
Julian, why don't you take this end so you can walk that way? If you stay down, thank you, Jackie. If you can take the end that Michelle's holding. And ladies, Julian, you're going to step down onto the bottom there. Ladies, you're going to come step up on the higher steps. Go underneath our scroll. And let's keep unwinding. Jackie, why don't you take for Michelle?
Just hold both hands. There you go.
And, walk that away. Walk that away.
Up here, that's it.
Walk that away, Jackie. Keep walking.
Keep going until it's unrolled.
You walk that away.
Okay. Good. Now, let me test something. I want to see if you know what to do. So, whenever you hear Mordechai's name, you say, hooray! Very good. You did that kind of mediocre. Whenever you hear Mordechai's name, you say, hooray! That's much. No Rashanim. No. Whenever you hear Haman's name, you.
And in a late edition, you might have forgotten this from rehearsal. When you hear Esther's name, you say, that's my girl!
That's my girl.
Let's practice that, Esther. There we go.
Excellent. Now, I will need some helpers in order to do this. So, you need to volunteer in...
Sorry, we've had a point of correction.
Point of correction?
Yes, from Joanne, who's usually very quick at coming forward with the points of correction. She missed the cultural reference, but she would prefer that we said, that's my woman.
My woman. She was a girl.
You're not sufficiently woke to understand the reference I did with that's my girl, but we can argue about that later.
Right. So I will need a few helpers. Who wants to be a reader? You will be leading the community in the reading of the Megillah. Who wants to lead? I need a couple of helpers. Come on down. Come on down.
No. They have to be fit for character, Michelle.
Sorry?
Have to be fit for character.
Fit for character. Yes.
Do we have a king?
Who wants to be the king?
Who thinks they look like the king? Line me up for that one. Who thinks they look like the king? Charles!
Come on, Charles.
You look like the king. No, you look like a bucket of shit.
So, Achashverosh, the king.
Two Charleses.
Over here.
Two Charleses.
So you need to switch.
No. Charles is the king, and this Charles, clearly, who doesn't like to dress up on Purim, which was quote unquote what he told me when he walked in with a beautifully dressed family, will be playing the role of Haman.
You're over here. Okay, who's got Haman? I think those are Mordechai's, is that right? Have you got Haman over there?
Yeah, so
Now,
all the way over there
Over
on the
here.
right.
Now, you need to stand in front of this microphone. Yes. And every time it's Haman's
Is
line,
there an
you get to
Esther
read.
in the room?
Right, but you got to actually talk
An
straight
Esther
into
in
this
the room?
microphone. Right, you are all Haman, yes?
Yes,
so every
an
time
Esther.
you hear Haman's name, you
Come on
are
up you come. Lovely to be, you've been voluntold.
Who's Esther? Do I have an Esther? Yes. Oh, Joanne, good on you. Come on down.
Where is Esther situated?
And apparently blondes really do have more fun. Come on down. So, you're right behind this microphone right here.
Oh, you color matched. You need to switch scripts to the... You need to switch scripts and you're color coded. That's at your feet.
Right into the microphone. There you go. Charles, right into this microphone. And I need... Who do I need left? I need a...
That's Mordechai.
Mordechai, yes. Mordechai. Who wants to be a Mordechai? I need a Mordechai.
He's sitting right in front of you in pink.
The good... See... Are you coming up, Neil? Up you come. That's it. Good on you. Oh, good on you. Hey, so you need to have one of these. Excellent. So the trick to this is, when we get to your role in the script, you are all going to be reading Achashverosh. You are all Achashverosh here. Everyone got that? Excellent. You over here are all going to be Mordechais. Okay? Everyone here, you got to be loud because you're outnumbered, right? Okay, good. So you over here, you got to get used to cross-dressing a bit, but you're all Esthers, right? Yes, you all understand what you're doing. And you are all Haman. Excellent. Everyone understand what we're doing? All right. So in between all of this, we will be chanting a little bit of the Ganze Megillah, which is back here. So I'd like to just check. Does everyone have one of these Rashanim in order to make noise whenever you hear Haman? Excellent. And whenever you hear Mordechai, you say, Hooray! And when you hear Esther, you say,
that's my woman.
Excellent.
Sounds far more possessive. In a kind of uncomfortable way.
Very good.
Joanne, I'm with you.
That's my girl's fine.
No.
Fine.
Who's to say I'm not going to be orthodox in my liberalism?
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על מקרא מגילה. The words are על מקרא מגילה and the שהחיינו ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
And it came to pass in the days of Achashverosh, who reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, that the king made a feast unto all his princes and his servants. And he showed them the riches of his glorious kingdom 180 days. And it was at that feast Vashti refused to come down before King Ahasuerus. And so it was decreed that her royal estate be given to another that was better than she.
All the Mordechai's together. There
was
was a certain Jew in Shushan, the capital, whose name was Mordecai, who had been carried away
from Jerusalem with the captive of them,
Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon.
He brought up Esther, his
That's my woman!
for she had neither father nor mother, and her maid was beautiful.
All the Esthers. So when the king's edict was proclaimed,
and when many maidens were gathered together to Shushan, the capital, Esther also was taken into the king's palace. When the turn of Esther was come to go in unto the king, she obtained favor in the sight of all who saw her.
Ahasuerus, the king loves
Esther
above all the women, so that
the royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti.
Esther was not disclosing her national origin, as Mordecai had instructed her. For Esther continued
That's
to
my
obey
woman.
Mordecai's word, and when she was doing
ויהי בימי אחשוורוש הוא אחשוורוש המלך מהודו ועד כוש 27 מהמדינה בימים ההם כשבט המלך אחשוורוש על כיסא מלכותו אשר בשושן הבירה בשנת 3 למלכו אחשוורוש.
After this event, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, the Agagita, and elevated him in rank, placing his seat above all the princes who were with him.
And all the king's courtiers
courtiers
in the king's gate
were
were
kneeling,
bowing
bowing
before him.
For
so the
the king bad commanded.
only Mordecai would neither kneel nor bow.
When
Haman saw that Mordecai would not kneel or bow before him,
you got to wait
he
for
was-
them to finish booing, then you can keep reading. Saw that Mordecai
would not kneel or bow before him, he was filled with fury. But he scorned to punish Mordecai alone, for they had informed him who Mordecai's people were. And so Haman sought to destroy all the Jews throughout the entire realm of Ahasuerus. And Haman said to King Ahasuerus, "There is one people scattered and distinctive among the nations in all the provinces of your empire. Their laws differ from every other people, and the king's laws they do not obey. If it seems right to the king, let it be decreed that they be destroyed."
And the king said, let be done.
אחר הדברים האלה ידע המלך אחשוורוש את המן בן חמלדד הגגי ואנשהו בשם את כיסו מעל כל השרים אשר איתו וכל עבדי המלך אשר בשער המולך. מרדכי
Learned that all that had happened. He tore his clothes and put on sackcloth and ashes and walked out into the city, wailing loud and bitterly.
In
Every province there was great mourning by the Jews, fasting, weeping, and lamentation.
Esther.
When Esther's maids and chamberlains came and told her, the queen became very agitated.
You go, woman!
Esther then called Hattach, one of the king's chamberlains, who had been appointed to attend her, and she gave him orders with regard to Mordecai to learn what was going on and why.
Mordecai then informed him of all that had happened to him. He also gave him a copy of the written decree which had been published in Shushan to authorize their destruction, so that he might show it to Esther.
and report to her and bid her to go to the king, to plead with him and entreat him for her people.
Together.
Haman came and told Esther,
Esther,
"You go, woman!"
what Mordecai had said. Esther then
You
spoke
go,
to
woman.
Mordecai and instructed him to carry this message to Mordecai. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces know that for any man or woman who comes to the king to the inner court without an invitation, there is only one law, death, unless the king extends to him his golden scepter. Only then he may live. As for me, I have not been called to come to the king these last 30 days.
Mordecai instructed this answer to be brought to Esther.
You go, woman!
Do not imagine that being in the king's palace, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another quarter, but you and your father's house will be destroyed. And who knows whether it will be not for a time like this that you have attained to royal estate.
Esther,
You go, woman!
That's my girl!
commanded this answer to be brought back to Mordecai. I will go to the king, though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish.
בלילה ההוא נדדה שנת המלך ויאמר להביא את זמר הזיכרונות דברי הימים ויהיו נקראים לפני המלך וימצא כתוב אשר יגיד מרדכי על בגדתה ותירש זרזי המלך מזמרי אסף אשר ביקשו לשלח יד המלך אחשוורוש ויאמר המלך מה נעשה יקר וגדול למרדכי על זה.
Ahasuerus.
On the third day, Esther put on her royal
You go,
robe
girl!
and stood in the inner courtyard of the king's palace when the king was sitting upon his throne.
When the king
Ahasuerus.
saw
When the
Queen
king saw
Esther,
Queen Esther
You go, girl!
standing in the courtyard, she won his favor, and he stretched out his golden scepter in his hand to her.
Esther then approached
Yeah, you go, girl!
and touched the tip of the scepter.
Then king said to
Say
her,
to her, what is troubling you, Queen Esther?
You go, girl!
And what is your petition? But be it half the kingdom, it will be granted you.
If it please the king, let the king and Haman come today to a feast which I have prepared for him.
Bring Haman quickly to fulfill Esther's wish. And the king, together with Haman, came to the banquet which Esther had prepared. The king then said to Esther,
You go,
"Hey,
girl!"
now what is your request? It will be granted to you."
If I have found favor in the king's eyes, let the king and Haman come to the feast which I shall prepare for them tomorrow.
Haman left that day joyful and in high spirits. When he came home and summoned his friends, he gave them an account of how the king had promoted him. And Haman said, beside Queen Esther invited no one but me to the banquet, which she prepared for the king, and for tomorrow too I am invited by her with the king. But all this is worth nothing to me every time I see Mordecai the Jew sitting in the king's gate.
All his friends said to him, let a gallows be built 50 cubits high, and in all morning tell the king, so that they may hang Mordecai upon it. Then you can go with the king to the banquet in a happy frame of mind.
ויאמר המלך אחשוורוש ויאמר לאסתר המלכה מי הוא זה ויהי זהו אשר מלאו ליבו לעשות כן ותאמר אסתר איש צר ואויב המן הרע הזה בהמן נבעט מלפני המלך אחשוורוש.
That night the king could not sleep, so he ordered the written chronicle of the public event to be brought and read to him.
And it was found recorded that Mordecai had given information about two of the king's chamberlains who had plotted to assassinate King Ahasuerus.
What honor and dignity were conferred upon Mordecai for his sake.
The king's servants were waiting upon him, said, nothing has been done for him.
Who is in the court?
The king's servants said to him, Haman is waiting in the court.
Let him come in. When Haman had entered, the king said to him, what should be done for a man who the king wishes to honor?
Now Haman said to himself, whom would the king wish to honor more than me? So he said to the king, for a man whom the king wishes to honor, let them bring a royal robe which the king himself has worn, and a horse the king himself has ridden, which has had the royal crown placed on its head. Let the robe and horse be handed over to one of the king's most honored officials, so that he may dress the man whom the king wishes to honor, and lead him mounted on the horse through the city square.
Quick, take the robe and the horse, and do so exactly to Mordecai the Jew.
So Haman conducted Mordecai through the city square, proclaiming before him, this is being done to a man whom the king wishes to honor.
Okay. ומרדכי יצא מלפני המלך בלבוש מלכות תכלת בכור ועטרת זהב גדולה ותכרי כבוד וארגמן והעיר ושושן צהלה ושמחה ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר בכל מדינה ומדינה ובכל עיר ועיר מקום אשר דמר המלך ודתן מגיע שמחה וששון ליהודים משתה ויום טוב.
So the king and Haman came to the feast with Queen.
And the king again said to Esther, what is your petition, Queen Esther? It will be granted to you.
May my life be given me as my petition, and my people's life as my request. Help me.
For we have been sold, I and my people, for destruction, for murder, and annihilation.
Who is he, and where is he who had dread to do that?
A vicious enemy, this wicked
Haman became terror-stricken before the king and queen.
The king rose in his wrath and said, hang him on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai.
Not only had they hung Haman on those gallows, but with him each of his sons, and in accordance with tradition, we chant all of their names in a single breath.
ובשושן הבירה הרגו היהודים ועמד 500 איש ואת פרשת נדב ואת דלפון ואת הסבתא ואת בורדתה ואת עדליה ואת ארידתה ואת פרמסיה ואת אריסי ואת ארידתי ואת וירסי ועשרת בני המן בן עמדת הרער היהודים הרגו ואז לא שלחו את ידם ביום ההוא במדבר ההורגים בשושן הבירה. And
the king's scribes were summoned, and all that Mordecai had ordered was written to the Jews.
Then Mordecai left the king's presence arrayed in a royal robe of blue and white, with a great golden crown and a cloak of white linen and purple, while the city of Shushan was loud in its rejoicing.
For the Jews, there was
Jews
light,
light
and joy,
gladness, and
honor.
honor.
Hooray! Now, I'd like to give a special thank you to our magnificent Mordechai.
Catch,
You're not
Mordecai.
supposed to duck, you're supposed to catch. To our amazing Achashverosh. To the lovely Esther, you go, girl.
Esther.
And to the evil Haman, boo. Oh,
Also to our very capable Megillah holders. I think there's a teddy bear in there for you. And we want to focus, just finishing our service and our Megillah reading with those final words. Ido, why don't you come front and center while we roll up this Megillah as we thank all of you. Focusing on those last lines. For all the Jews, there was joy and there was gladness.
ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר.
Try that one more time if you know it. Sing it with me.
ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר.
Next part goes like this. I'm going to sing it by myself, then you're going to repeat it back to me. כן תהיה לנו. Let's try that. כן תהיה לנו. Second part goes like this. תהיה לנו. תהיה לנו. תהיה לנו. תהיה לנו. Sounds beautiful. Let's sing that together. 1, 2, 3, and כן תהיה לנו. תהיה לנו. תהיה לנו. One more time. כן תהיה לנו. תהיה לנו. תהיה לנו. ליהודי הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר. Last time. ליהודי הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ויקר.
Brought the mood down just a little. Just to help us get ready for the celebration that lies ahead. Just one more mitzvah. Seudah Purim. I want to invite you to make your way outside of door 5. If you still have a script of the Megillah with you, if you could place it on the table just down there next to that beautiful, I think real flowers. Gift from the bar mitzvah this weekend. Thank you very much.
Mitzvah boy.
From the bar mitzvah boy last weekend. Thank you very much. They're lasting beautifully, Lawrence. And join us for a drink and a refreshment as we enjoy. You can help nourish as they come back in and unpack. We're going to clear the synagogue. Our Purim spiel will be starting promptly, maybe not so promptly, 7:30 in half an hour. Please join us next door. Promptly in half an hour, which is not 20 minutes. They've asked for half an hour.
You're right, I should have. Hi, folks, everybody. delighted that you're experiencing the chaos of Purim as your first introduction to our community. It's always like this. This is how it is every day. Every day. Welcome. Thank you very much, good sir.
The spiels in the Russian name on the table, please. Thank you.
Purim cast leads, Purim cast leads, please come get mic'd up.
Okay. That one came in costume and deserved to be the king. That one, okay, came as an embarrassment to his daughter. Okay. Cut some out. Michelle, another one? Do you want to stop the recording? Yeah, sure. For those of you live streaming, we'll see you back in 25 minutes. We're going to pause and stream again for the spiel.